Eats and eats and eats and treats.
Hello and welcome to the Joy Holiday Channel. I'm Marissa, and today on Eats and Treats, we're celebrating with Christmas brunch. Families all over the world celebrate traditionally with their Christmas Eve and Christmas Day dinners, but brunch is an opportunity for you to put a fresh and whimsical spin on a winter holiday. Whatever you do, make it easy on yourself. Invite your friends or family to bring some dishes to round out your menu. Also, put your Christmas Eve dinner to double duty. Use some of the same ingredients to carry over into your Christmas brunch. Most of these dishes that I'll be making today, you can prepare in advance and store in your fridge or freezer to use for your Christmas brunch. I have decided to make a make-ahead Italian strata. I would suggest using some of your ingredients from the night before to definitely go ahead and keep with the theme of keeping it easy, so that way you can enjoy your time with your friends and family instead of being stuck in the kitchen the whole day. I have chosen to use sun-dried tomatoes, which I reconstituted with a little bit of hot water. I have some shredded Gruyere here, some chopped up bacon. Now we made this a 3-meat strata, so all of you men out there, you're protein lovers, you're just gonna love this one. Some diced ham, some diced Italian sausage, some shredded white cheddar, some sauteed greens. I chose to use kale and spinach, but you can use whatever green that you prefer. I have some sauteed mushrooms here. I chose to use button and cremini. I love to make a blend of the mushrooms because it really accentuates all of the different flavors. And I've also chosen to use croissants. And you can use whatever bread you would like. If you have some leftover Italian bread from Christmas Eve, that would be a great addition as well to the strata. For the Italian strata, I have a dozen eggs here to 4 cups of heavy cream. I am making this nice and rich. You can also substitute heavy cream. You can use half and half. You can use milk, whatever you prefer. So traditionally, Italians, their Christmas is full of seafood. So if you're not a fish fan, this strata will be a great complement to your Christmas brunch. I'm gonna go ahead and begin assembling our strata. I have chosen croissants here. We'll start with our first layer. So we do a little bit of our bacon, some ham, some sausage. So stratas are mainly a casserole dish with layered bread, meat, and cheese. But as I said earlier, you can omit the meat and you can just make a vegetarian dish. For anyone that's gluten-free out there, you could substitute any gluten-free bread that you would prefer. And I love stratas because you can make them ahead of time, and then they allow to soak overnight, and then you bake them in the morning. These are gonna be some loaded stratas. All right, now we're ready to add our egg and cream mixture. Now just gently pour, evenly distribute your egg and milk. Allow that to soak overnight, and we will bake that at 350 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes until golden brown. We're back. On Eats and Treats for our Christmas brunch, I will be making a winter citrus salad. Salads aren't just for the summertime. You can have fresh produce in the winter as well. I love salads all year long. Here we have some delicious grapefruit, and these become in season beginning in November, as well as our oranges come into season in October. I love going to my local farmer's market right down the street from my house. They have an amazing selection of fresh produce where I am never lacking for the winter season. I'm going to be segmenting our grapefruit today. I begin by peeling the outer skin And you want to make sure that you get all of the pith, the white, away from the citrus. The pith is where the sourness comes from. We'll just flip that around, cut off our base, get any leftover pith that we missed. All right, now we're ready to segment. So I like to place it over my bowl so that way I also catch any extra juices that might fall out. So you take your knife and be very careful, and you begin by having one incision on the inside of the segment. Then you come around to the other end and you will feel the little lines in there, and you kind of wiggle your knife in and you just scoop your segment right out, and you move on to the next side. Make your incisions and just scoop it right out. See, there's amazing juice that's just coming out of there. So you can add that to your favorite salad dressing. You can just drink it as is. I love having this winter salad on my brunch menu because it's always a great idea to have a no-cook option. The citrus is great because it's perfectly in season during the winter months. The oranges come into season in October, and if you want to use a different citrus, may I suggest blood oranges. Those come into season in December, as well as tangerines or clementines. So with segmenting the orange, it's going to be the same process as with the grapefruit. I cut off the top and bottom of the orange. Then we remove all of the skin on the outside along with the pith. And we'll place it over the bowl, and we'll save all of that delicious orange juice. And this really just adds a wow factor to your salad. Now that I have all of my ingredients ready, I am going to plate up our citrus salad. So I've used some butter lettuce. And I love the butter lettuce because it also works as a great garnish, and it's just nice and fresh. I've mixed the butter lettuce with some romaine. So I will begin with our bed of lettuce. Now I've also chopped up some radicchio. I love the radicchio because it adds just some beautiful color to the salad. And it keeps with our Italian theme. I've also chopped up some chives. Now I've used chives. You can also add red onion. That is a nice addition to the salad as well. Now we will add our grapefruit segments. Now I love this salad because you can really make a nice work of art and really just wow your guests when they arrive. And you don't even get hot in the kitchen. Some beautiful colors there. We'll add our oranges now. And I also went ahead and I made a simple pomegranate vinaigrette to complement our citrus salad. I added some pomegranate juice, red wine vinegar, a little Dijon mustard, and some olive oil, and just shook that up in our mason jar over here. It's a very nice complement to our salad. We will add our pomegranate seeds. Just look at those colors pop. We have some fresh goat cheese here. You're more than welcome if you're not a fan of the goat cheese. You can use a nice Parmesan, a nice feta. right. I've also picked out some beautiful sprouts. These are broccoli sprouts. Just a nice garnish added to the salad. And we'll just finish it with a couple grapefruit segments right on top. And there you are. Today on Eats and Treats, I am making a delicious winter sangria for our Christmas brunch. I have chosen to go with a tangerine citrus flavor as our showcase, but you can choose any of your favorite juice that you prefer. I'm also carrying over our grapefruit and orange citrus from our winter salad. So I will begin by adding our sparkling white grape juice. You can also use Pellegrino if you prefer. Now I love using the white grapefruit juice and the flavored citrus juice because it adds bubbles, and so it's nice and fun and it feels nice and festive. So we'll first add our juices. And I have diced up some apples, some pears. I have some diced up mango sorbet pops here. Now I love the mango sorbet pops because it is a great way to keep your sangria nice and cold without having to add any ice, so your sangria doesn't get watered down. Now growing up, there was always a punch bowl sitting on the counter with interesting things in it if we didn't like eggnog. So I've gone ahead and made a delicious substitution for our winter sangria. And as you can see, the colors are just beautiful, nice and fun. This is something that you can make ahead of time. I would just add in your sorbet mango pops at the end, right before serving. I'm going to be adding our grapefruit juice with our segments in there for a little extra zing. Now I'm going to garnish our sangria with some fresh mint. Now I love adding the mint because it just adds an extra depth of flavor. So when you're making the sangria ahead of time, you can make it the night before and let the fruit sit with the juice. I would add your mint and your mango right before serving. Now I love the sangria because you get so much fun fruits right in your drink. So as you're sipping, you also get to eat your citrus and your apples and your pears, and it's just absolutely delicious. Ooh, that is tasty. Today, I am making a triple chocolate mousse cake. After the abundance of pies for Thanksgiving and the endless cookie exchanges in December, I believe that this sweet treat will be a great addition for your Christmas brunch. For our triple chocolate mousse cake, I have pre-baked our gluten-free chocolate cake in a springform pan. I am now going to be making our milk chocolate ganache mousse. I have already melted my milk chocolate and heavy whipping cream and allowed it to cool. And now I'm going to whip it into a mousse, and we will put that as our second layer in our mousse cake. All right, now you can see that it is fully whipped. The color has lightened up, and we're ready to add our next layer to our triple mousse chocolate cake. So I've went ahead and I've whipped the ganache for, I would say, about 3 minutes. And now we're going to add our next layer, and we are going to set this in the freezer for about 20 to 30 minutes to allow it to set, and then we will do our next layer. I have stenciled out some snowflakes here on some parchment paper. I have gone ahead and melted some white chocolate and put that in a piping bag. Now this recipe is very versatile. You could do snowmen, you could do jingle bells, whatever you and the kiddos want to make. This is just a great option to decorate your triple mousse chocolate cake. So here I have made our next layer for our triple mousse cake. I have whipped up our whipped cream with some powdered sugar. Now I have here our mascarpone and cream cheese mixture that I have whipped as well. Now we're going to fold in our whipped cream into the mascarpone mixture, and that will be our next layer. So you want to make sure when you're folding in your whipped cream, you're going in a circular motion where you are scraping down and then bringing it back up so you don't lose the volume in your whipped cream. So you have the nice, beautiful mousse texture. Here I have our cake that our milk chocolate mousse has been set. Our vanilla mascarpone mousse is now ready to add that next layer. And I just wanted to mention, I added vanilla extract to this layer, but if you want to get extra festive, you can add some peppermint extract. You could also fold in some peppermint dust, as I like to call it. I throw it in the food processor, and it'll just add a nice flair to your cake, because peppermint and chocolate go great together. To make your mousse nice and level before we add our ganache glaze, I take an offset spatula and we'll just run around the edges here, smoothing it out. And I like to keep a glass of hot water here. That helps remove the cream so you have a nice smooth finish. Now that our mousse has set, I am going to remove our cake from the springform pan. And I love the springforms because it just comes out so easily. And as you can see, these beautiful layers. So now I'm going to remove the base of the cake and place it on this sheet pan so we can glaze with ganache. All right. We're now ready for the final decoration. I have melted my dark chocolate ganache, equal parts heavy cream and dark chocolate. This is gonna be one decadent chocolate cake. Now I love Christmas time. It reminds me of waking up early and baking Christmas cookies is what my mom and I used to do before we would open up our presents. So you want to go ahead and pour the ganache on top of your cake, and with an offset spatula, begin to push it out towards the edges of the cake. And you want to let it just fall over, and that's why we have our grated pan here. So that way it will just fall right through, and we'll have a nice clean finish. And if you need more ganache, just go ahead and pour it on. And what I like to do is once it goes through the cracks here, I like to refrigerate it and save it, and then you can turn that into homemade truffles. Now we're just gonna smooth out the last little bit here. And what's great about the ganache is that you can get a little messy. It doesn't have to be perfect lines here. And then you have a nice smooth finish on the top. And it's really gonna wow your guests. They're gonna wish that they had brought their Tupperware so they could bring a slice home. This is a great Christmas brunch cake to make when you're at home and you're hosting. I love it because you can make it ahead of time. I'm gonna go ahead and finish putting on the final decorations. Our snowflakes that we made from earlier. They're just so cute, look at them. And I love this because you can make it ahead of time and then you can keep it in your fridge and it'll be ready to present once your guests arrive. So we'll place some fresh berries here. This is a beautiful garnish. So when you're decorating your chocolate mousse cake, you can do a variety of different decorations. These were just some ideas that I came up with. So we're just gonna go ahead and fill this center with the fresh berries. And then I've also incorporated our pomegranate seeds. Just add some beautiful color, and they're nice and festive for the winter time. And we'll finish that off with a little powdered sugar. Oh, I love it. It just looks whimsical, doesn't it? So I'm gonna go ahead and set this in the fridge, and then we'll pull that back out and get ready to put on our final platter. So here we have a fun and fresh menu for our Christmas brunch. So if you have any of those picky eaters, those little munchkins, or anybody that has any special dietary needs, I've also set up a waffle bar. You can pre-make gluten-free waffles, or you can go ahead and buy them at the store and give them many options as far as the toppings are concerned. Some fresh berries, some chocolate chips, we have some maple syrup, many different options here to please even the pickiest of eaters. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the Joy Holiday channel. I hope that you enjoyed our Christmas brunch and all of the amazing recipes that we have made. Please let us know if you make any of these recipes. Leave your comments at the bottom below. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Joy Holiday channel. You can also follow us on Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, Joy Eats channel. And we hope to see you next time. Now I'm gonna try this delicious triple chocolate mousse cake. I've been waiting all day. Just heavenly.